Greetings from Cairo. This is Ron from the Twin Sun, Order of the Twin Sun. I'm here to bring a message for the 3rd of February. The total lunar eclipse, it's when the moon becomes red. Okay, this happens once a year, usually during the time of Lent and Ramadan. But I guess it would vary depending on year to year. But if I recall correctly, it does happen. It did happen about a year ago, and possibly 2 years ago, during the holy month. So this is a very powerful time, especially with the Lunar New Year, where there's an activation basically of the cusp of Virgo. When the moon goes into Virgo, it definitely is the time for new realities to emerge. It's a full moon, and it's like the time, I would say 3 days before the moon takes fullness, and then just after it, 3 days afterwards. Okay, that allows for the hidden body to emerge. This is the dark moon. So you'll notice before and after the full moon in eclipse. Okay, there essentially is like this darker part of the moon that is like this, and then it creates like two big parentheses. So when this happens, it's like that hidden information comes through Isis rising and Isis falling, and those two hidden bodies create basically a sort of gateway within the 3 days and before and after the 3-3. Okay, to create this like I would call it portal or gateway. Okay, and you probably have been seeing it all throughout the world in terms of its manifestations, especially in pop media or in world affairs that are going on with the wars, and the attacks that are going on now. So there's this sort of divine orchestration to craft through alchemy. Okay, the pathway of the hermit. The hermit is all about bringing in the Merkaba that is hidden in a torch that is carried by the hermit. The hermit also carries a staff and then has like usually a gray, especially in the major arcana, a gray like robe, and he's like around darkness. So the moon basically takes the practical application of Mercury in terms of alchemy to create realities. Okay, and because of the color of the moon around 3-3, the element of fire, or the disposition of Mars, the modality of Mars, also comes into play. That means our actions are related to the spiritual quest of the hermit in order to allow for this gateway of new realities stemming forth, coming through. Okay, because of the Chinese zodiac, its disposition in the modality of fire, in combination with it being a horse year. Okay, fire horse. This allows primarily for the movement of action or karma to bring this forward. It's kind of like pedigree. The idea of rearing horses and then having them traded off in ancient desert cultures, for example, was a prized sort of like, it's like a prize fighting sort of energy, wherein our vehicles, in terms of the Merkaba within the hermit's, yeah, what would you call it? The hermit's lantern, it shines forward the possibilities of new paths for people. Okay, so this is a time to bring that forward by activating the sixth house, Mercury, Mars, and of course your cusp of Virgo. Now, in terms of astrology, you would have to go to different houses that are activated by this in order to see its complexion, where it stays in terms or crosses over to at least two different houses in your horoscope will allow for self-realization in terms of uniting this moon energy with your house, or potentially how also the moon moves away according to like Bhavad Bhavam, which is the house of houses. How many houses does it move away, and is it in a harmonious aspect, or is it in a square or an opposition? Those are things to track, at least for this particular month. So manifesting that those aspects, or the actual nature of the house that the moon will be highlighting for this moon chapter, according to your birth chart, okay, especially if you know your ascendant, will allow you to go ahead and make predictions. All right, so just a small one for you guys there.